Hello and welcome to this complete Google Gemini beginner's guide and tutorial. So I will have timestamps in the description of this video and frequently asked questions in a pinned comment down below. And I hope this can be a cumulative resource for you if you're trying to get up to speed on how to use Gemini. So Gemini is Google's AI assistant and chatbot platform, and it's the successor to what they used to call Google Bard. It's multimodal, which means that it understands text, images, video, audio, code. It does a lot, and it's getting better, it seems like monthly. And the differentiator for Google and Gemini is that it is deeply integrated with Google's ecosystem. So think Gmail, Google Drive, Docs, Search, YouTube, Maps, and it's only going to continue to do so. It has a ton of users just natively because of people who use the Google apps and tools. So to get started, what you want to do is you want to go to a new browser tab and go to gemini.google.com and log in to your Google account. Now, there is a very generous free version of Gemini, but if you look here, there are paid plans as well. So I currently have the 2 terabyte plan. I already subscribe to this because I use Google Photos as well as Gmail and a number of other Google tools. You'll have to kind of go in here and see maybe what is more applicable to your situation. If you click on the Google AI tab right here under plans and pricing, it'll show you the difference between AI Plus, Pro, and Ultra. So for me, I have the Pro. Again, I found that I can do everything that I really want to do. All right, so now that we've talked about that, let's look at the interface. I will also show you what this looks like on the mobile devices. So if you have an Android or an iPhone, there is an app for Gemini, and I will show you and walk you through that towards the end of this video as well. So let's talk about our first conversation. You'll have a conversation. Right here's the box where you will start prompting, which is where you ask the chatbot to do something for you. It could be a number of things. It could be ask it a question. You could ask it to do some creative writing, summarization, analysis, whatever it is. So I'm going to ask it, why is Google Gemini the best AI tool out there? As you can see, as it thinks, it'll have a little progress bar or a circle here, and then it will give you the answer. Now, as you can see here, it's going to go into great detail. If you want, there's a couple of options here at the bottom to redo. If you didn't like the response, you can copy the response to paste in another tool of yours, or click the More button here to either listen, if you'd rather to listen to it audibly, or if you want to export to Docs, draft it in a Gmail, and there's a number of things that you can do. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go to a new chat so we can kind of have a clean interface here, and I'll show you everything that you'll need to know. The first thing you'll need to know is right here where it says fast. If we hit the drop-down menu, these are called models. So for Gemini 3, we have a fast model, a thinking model, and then a pro model. Now, depending on what you're asking it or requiring it to do, you may want it to be on the thinking model for a more complex task or requirement. You may want it to be on the Pro model if you're doing more math or code with 3.1 Pro. And as this video ages and you're watching this, you may see different numbers here or different titles referencing future updates to Gemini. These models are getting released at a very rapid pace. So you can choose the drop-down menu here and decide which one you want to use. The little microphone here allows you to click or tap the microphone on your mobile device and just speak into Gemini. If you're not wanting to type and you have a long prompt, I do this. I do a lot of like word dumps where I just hit the microphone on my computer or on my phone and I just prompt this real long thing and I say, hey, here's my prompt, clean this up for me, and then we'll prompt it again. So that's where you can kind of speak into Gemini. Next, if you want to add images, videos, or audio files, you can do so by clicking this plus addition symbol here. One of the benefits of using Gemini opposed to other tools is you can actually upload videos, audio, and photos, whereas other tools may limit you to just photos and certain other file formats. But for Gemini, currently, you can go to upload files, find whatever you want here on your computer, and upload. So if we go here, we could upload, let's say, this audio file here. We uploaded the file. As you can see, once it's uploaded, it'll show as a full WAV file here. And if I wanted to, I could hit the X to remove that file as well. So again, hit the Add Files button here. And the beauty of this is that it works so well with your Google Drive and Google Google Photos that it's all implemented here. So I can click into my Google Photos here. I can click this picture here of my son, and then I can go to Insert. And then what I can do is I can say change the background to a beach setting and then hit the Submit button here. It'll take this photo of my sun here, and it will actually make the background into a beach setting. So Gemini has something that is called Nano Banana. I know this sounds crazy, but that is their image generation tool that is on the back end of what it's working on right now. So not only can you create images from scratch, but you can also give it images like we're doing here and have it edit or revise or clean them up per se, if you want. It also has tools for audio and video, and we will get to those here in a second. As you can see, it does take a while here to do the photo. And if you ever wanted to edit a prompt here, you could always go to the pencil icon, click on that, and it will edit the prompt. If you're wanting to stop it altogether, you click the stop button right here that says stop response, and it will stop the response and it'll stop doing it. So as you can see, it has now provided me this picture of my son with a nice little beach front image in the background. So again, that is using Nano Banana. So if we go here, the options at the bottom here is going to be where a lot of the power is. So the create image is again using the Nano Banana, where you can go here and you can choose a style. Let's say you want it to be a sketch style, and then you say, I want you to create me an image of a cat frolicking in the city, but do it in a sketch style, and it will create you a sketched style of that image. Again, that's using the Nano Banana tool set or backend that Google Gemini provides. Then they have a new music creation process. And with their music creation, you can go here and you can say, I want you to create me a 90s rap song about baby, whatever it is, right? And it will create you that song. Again, that's the music. And then Veo, which is their video platform. And again, these things are getting better all the time. You can say, hey, I want you to give me a video game or pixelated style video about whatever, hit submit, and boom, within a few minutes, you'll have what you want. Just remember that these do cost different things, and the ability for you to do this may be limited by what AI plan you have, as we saw earlier, whether it's Plus, Pro, or Ultra. Again, I have the Pro, as I mentioned earlier, and have found that I can do a number of these things all the time and never run into any roadblocks. Next, we'll have the Write Anything and Help Me Learn. Those are fairly self-explanatory, but the For You button is interesting. If I click on For You, it says, it knows some prompts and some history, because it does have history, and I'll show you that in a minute. Basically, it knows what I might want. And so it knows that I like to cook, I like to grill, so help me find unique grilling recipes for this weekend. And I can click on that, and then within a few seconds, it'll show me some grilling recipes that might be good for me, knowing what we've chatted about in the past. So again, to go to a new chat, once you're in a current one, you click the pencil icon in the upper left-hand corner that says New Chat, or on your keyboard, you can just hit Shift-Control-O. So if we go Shift-Control-O, that'll create a new chat as you see here. If you want to get back to a previous chat or look at your chat history, there is a sidebar. If we click on these three little horizontal lines here that say Expand Menu, it will show us a list of all of our chats, and I can scroll down and see a bunch of those here. If I wanted to, I could click into one of those like you see here, and it'll get me back to that chat. If I wanted to delete that one, I could always click the vertical dots next to that chat and then go to delete. I can also rename, pin it to the top if it's a project I'm working on, or collaborate with people by sharing a conversation with other Gemini users. Now, if you wanted to have a temporary chat that doesn't save or doesn't show up in memory, this little dotted chat icon box says temporary chat. If we click on that, it will then say that this is a temporary chat. They don't appear in the recent chat sidebar. They're not showing up in activity, and they're not used to train the model to personalize the experience, as I showed you a few minutes ago. So this is just a temporary chat, just as if you were to open up a incognito web browser tab. Same thing there. This right here that says My Stuff right here, this will just show you files and things that you've done here and worked on within Gemini. Now, under this same little sidebar here, you can see settings and help. If we click on settings and help, you'll see a few different things. You'll see activity, and we'll go here first. Activity just shows the ability to delete the chats that you showed over there. I can hit the delete button here, and I can delete my activity from Google Gemini from specific time ranges here. Also, right here under activity, you can decide how long it keeps it. So right now I have it to keep my activity. I have that turned on. Again, these are all things that will be custom to you and what you may want to do. Also under settings, you'll see the personal intelligence. Under personal intelligence, you can decide whether or not you want Gemini to have memory turned on or off. To me, these AI tools are really not near as valuable if they're not memorizing or learning about you to better help you in the future. But some people are a little afraid or hesitant to do that, and that's fine. You can turn that off here. Under connected apps, again, if we hit the arrow here, being that this is Google, I mentioned this at the top of the video, the beauty of this is that you can integrate Gemini into all of your Google workplaces and all of your Google tools that you use, Gmail, Google Cal, Google Docs, everything from photos, YouTube, everything. As you can see here, I'm using Google Chrome to show you this. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a button that says Ask Gemini. If I click on it, it will automatically pull it out right here where I can have a Gemini chat going on as I'm browsing other sites on the web. So again, these are all things that you might want to look into to see and customize how you might want to run your Gemini. Scheduled actions here. These are, like you can see here, I had a podcast. I wanted it to give me a summary of the biggest stories in AI every morning at 8 a.m. You can have it basically prompt and to schedule at the specific times of day to provide you certain things every day or every week, whatever it may be. And then under settings here, you will also see your public links, and then theme. As you can see, I'm in dark mode now. I love dark mode, but you can go to light mode to make it white as you might normally be used to, but I'm going to turn mine back to dark. Manage subscription. This is where you will manage your subscription. As far as for me, the plan that I have now is the 2 terabyte plan or the Pro plan. But again, I showed you all of those earlier. You'll have to decide what's best for you. Next, you can see the NotebookLM button here. I will do a full tutorial and guide just like I'm doing here with Gemini on NotebookLM, but this is a very, very powerful tool that is within the Google suite of tools that allows you to do a number of really cool summarization things and create notebooks and projects. So again, that's all within the Google ecosystem as well. And the last thing here is the feedback and help, so we won't go into that. But really, as far as Gemini itself, that's everything on the desktop. Now let's hop over to the mobile app and let me show you exactly what that looks like. Here we are on my iPhone, and you can see when I open the Gemini app and I log in, you have to log into your Google account. We have the same prompting box where we can ask Gemini questions, as you can see here. But if I tap the microphone here, as you can see, it will begin to listen to me and it will start to prompt it. And then if I tap the microphone again, it will then turn that off and I can send that as if I was speaking to it. That's how I always prompt the mobile app, is I actually tap the microphone and it makes it so much easier. Next, we have the For You, Create Image, Music, Video buttons there. Very simple. You just go to Create Image, do the same thing you would on desktop. What I like to do is I like to add something with the File Add button there, the plus icon, and then I go to Photos, which is my Google Photos, and I can select a photo like this here, and I will say something like clean up this photo. And it does a fairly good job of taking a photo and cleaning it up and making it look better. It'll remove things that maybe in the background it thinks shouldn't be there. It will boost and color grade to what it thinks would be a proper edit for a photo. So that's a lot what I do within kind of the mobile app of Gemini. But the interface is almost one-to-one in regards to if you want to create a new chat, you hit the pencil icon in the upper right-hand corner. You want to stop a prompt or a chat, you tap the little stop button in the right-hand corner as well. And then if you tap the little slider icons here next to the addition, you can see all of the different options that we have here, like image, video, music, canvas, research, and learning. So as you can see here, it took that photo of my son and it cleaned up the bed, made the bed look better. Also kind of zoomed in a little bit on that. The only downside of doing photos in Gemini is if I zoom in here, or I will try to zoom in here. Yep, if I zoom in here, you will see the Gemini logo in the lower right-hand corner. But normally, if you know what you're doing, you can either throw that in another AI tool or just zoom out slightly or in slightly, and it will not be seen. And then I can always save, share, or copy that image directly here from Gemini. So that's everything you need to get up and running as far as a beginner's guide and tour of Google Gemini. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in other AI tools like Claude, GPT, I have those video guides as well. If this was helpful, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.